Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to day 3 of the 2016 Atlantic Challenge Cup here in Chicago. We have 4 matches scheduled for this evening's session. First up is a singles match. So now I'm going to introduce the teams to you. Give a big hand for Europe's team captain, Mr. Thomas Brigmanis. Diana Kojeva. Christina Tkach. Maxim Buranes. Vitaly Patsura. Andreas Madsen. Christian Whitler. To the host, Team USA. Please give a big hand for the captain, Earl Munson. And April Larson. Serena Black. Chris Robinson. Ricky Evans. Ponton. Shane Wolford. Sierra Ring. Emily Harper. Tyler Howell. Zach Gorgonov. Well, it's getting close, ladies and gentlemen. Europe are leading 9-2. I'm going to go to the European captain here. It's, of course, you've got a massive lead, and you need 2 games tonight. Is there a risk of complacency coming into your team?
No, we only need 2 matches to win, and I want the first 2.
You're going for the first 2?
Yeah, right.
All right, so no complacency in your team?
No.
Okay, well, it's going to be interesting evening, I can tell you that, because the Americans are coming out on fire, Thomas. Is that right, Earl?
That's right.
I mean, we know you've got a mountain to climb, but I see they've all got their hiking boots on and they're ready to go. Is that right?
That's right.
They are looking good. Okay.
Our objective is to, that last match, that's what we want. We want a hard-fought match like that for the rest of
The rest of the
we
cup.
have to.
You have to. There's no way back now, guys and girls.
We
No way
have
back.
to. We know where the line is, so we can't lose anymore.
All right, so let's get it on.
All right.
Okay, first up, ladies and gentlemen, we have a singles match for Europe, Andreas Madsen, for the USA, Ryan Ponton. Ladies and gentlemen, we are now in the commentary box with Jerry Forsyth.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the 2016 Atlantic Challenge Cup. I'm Jerry Forsyth. I'm in the booth here with my partner in crime, Mike Howerton. Mike, it's do or die time for Team USA.
It is. I haven't seen the matches that have taken place earlier in the day, but I'm told that last match was really close. It went hill.
Yeah.
Team USA had the lead. I really think it takes a commitment from each player from here. It goes back to playing league. You just have to tell the rest of your team that they're not going to win this thing on my match.
Right.
They may win, but they're not going to win when I'm when I'm sitting in the chair, when I'm at the table. They will not get their 11th win while I'm in the match.
Well, you just saw the lineups for tonight's play. First up, Andreas Madsen versus Ryan Ponton.
We haven't seen much from Ryan.
No, we haven't. Andreas in the blue shirt, and Ryan's in the red shirt. that's close.
Looks like a Team USA lag
Yeah,
win.
yeah. We are racing to 6. It is alternate breaks. There is a break rule in effect. 3 of the object balls have to pass the head string. Balls that fall into the pocket count as balls past the head string. If you do not achieve that goal, the table gets turned over to your opponent, and they have the choice of taking the table as it sits or turning the shot back over to you.
Ryan could have really screwed with Andreas's head and won the lag and said, no, you break.
Yeah. Well, you know, that's what Pat Fleming did his whole career.
Sure.
Win the lag and give up the break. Because statistically, the break is not in your favor. As hard as that is to believe.
We've got players on both teams looking up things on their cell phones.
Yeah.
Before the match starts. Isn't that sweet?
Yes. Young people are lovely.
Did you and Fran listen to songs on your phones like that when you were that age?
Yeah, we'd call up, dial a song, and just listen to it, you know.
Yeah, don't answer the phone. I just want to hear the hold music.
Yeah. One ball's down, and 2 balls are past the head string, so it's a legal break. He gets to stay at the table. 2 balls married to the 9 ball, and it doesn't look like the 9 ball is going to go anywhere. Referee may have a problem getting this rack off of here.
Did it seem like Ryan took something off that break?
You know, it did. I know they've been working on the break in the practice room. Perhaps they've come up with another formula.
Ricky Bryant's our referee for this match.
Yes, he is. And he's got quite a challenge getting that rack out of there. I think I'd pull out a match and just light it.
They've got extras.
Yeah.
How many referees does it take to remove a magic rack? The world will never know.
You know, Ricky's got enough props to use. Well, that 9 ball is not going to go anywhere productive.
Funny things could happen if the 9 runs into the 8.
Well, that's true. I don't think it's on, though. He's pushing out, so it's not on. After a push out, the incoming player has, again, the option. He can take the table as it lays, or he can turn it back over to his opponent.
He looks serious.
Well, I don't blame him. Turn it back over. Well, he knows that if he comes off the right-hand side of the ball as he's looking at it, the 2 ball is going to stay there and send the 9 ball away, so he might be able to plan a safety with that knowledge.
Got to watch that 4 ball.
Yes, you do.
I don't think he hit that hard enough.
Well,
I don't think the 4 got a rail. No.
Yeah, it's a foul. After contact, either the object ball or the cue ball must contact a rail, or it's a foul shot. With ball in hand, you start with the combination? I don't think so.
No. Because, boy, once you make that 2, it's smooth sailing from there.
Tables open from there.
Yeah, this is a much Much better choice.
I think he may have just been looking where he wanted the cue ball to go.
Well, that looks just about perfect.
I had the pleasure of meeting Andreas and his mother a couple of days ago. Both marvelous people, great senses of humor. Ryan Ponton right now is, boy, a man in a world of pressure. Europe is only 2 matches away from claiming the cup.
Andrea's got a little funny there, but I think he'll be fine.
Yeah, I think he can get out of this. He's got 95% of the table he can work into for that 6. Now it's simply back and forth across the table for the 8 ball. He can afford to be straight in on it. There's our good buddy Mike Pinoza, publisher of Billiards Digest, owner of Luby Publishing.
You went a little far here.
Yeah, but again, I don't think it's going to hurt him.
Yeah, that was the angle he wanted, to come back across the table and play the 9 in the same pocket.
Right. So Andreas Madsen claims the first rack. He leads our race to 6, 1-0.
Of course, Ryan wanted to win the first game, but losing the first game, that might have been one of the worst ways to lose it.
Yeah.
You know, let your opponent get comfortable.
And now it's Madsen's break as well. There's Diana Kocheva. No, I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That was not Diana Kocheva.
I believe that was Sierra Reams.
I
She's
do
one of
believe
the
you're
alternates.
right. I do believe you're right.
They do kind of look alike.
Yeah, the long dark hair got me.
You know, pool players, they all look alike.
Yeah, there's our coach, Earl Munson.
I like that the alternates are even out for Team USA to provide moral support for Ryan.
Yes.
Rack number 2, Europe leading 1-0. Europe right.
Even Andreas seemed like he took a little something off that break.
And that's an illegal break. But it was dry anyway, I believe.
Illegal break, option USA.
Now that's interesting.
What's that?
Both of the players were asked before the event started who their favorite player is. Both of the players picked Neil Svian.
Oh boy. That was not in the plan. 9 ball is right out there in the line of the shot. He's just going to try and feather off the edge of the 2 ball and send the cue ball away.
He's going to have to cover some ground here with this cue ball. Good shot.
Hard to say if Andreas has an edge or not. Now he's measuring up a kick, I believe.
2 is so far off the rail he's kicking into, it's going to be tough to control his cue ball after he hits the 2.
Yeah, he'd love it to squat behind the 3.
This is what Ryan needed.
Yeah, except that 5 ball, does it have a pocket?
I think it does.
Okay.
I don't know if he's got enough of the 5 to allow him to get on the 6 easily. I liked that shot. He hit it with authority.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's looking comfortable right now.
Well, and that's got to be what they're aiming for tonight. They've got to get comfortable at the table.
Yeah, we saw quite a bit of position play that went awry in the afternoon session.
If he's straight in on the 5, he should be fine.
Yeah.
Ideally, if the 7 weren't there, he could be on the left-hand side of straight in and still get there. But he's got to be aiming for straight in on the 5 here.
Looks pretty close to straight.
This is going to be his tester for this rack.
Yeah. He's going to have to elevate the back end of his cue, I believe, to get draw.
And
Yeah.
if he overdraws it, that side pocket could come into play.
Well, that makes the 7 a little tougher, but it's no huge hill.
No, it goes by the 8. Ryan doesn't waste any time. If he mishits a ball, he's in the chair before balls have stopped rolling.
Yeah. Get me out of here.
Extension use.
A scratch, and that brings Ryan back to the table with ball in hand. Nice gift from Mr. Madsen.
How do you feel about going all the way to the rail?
Well, I don't want to be on the rail. Come on, get off of there. Now, does he have to run into the 9? I don't think so.
It almost looks like he might be trying to force a rhythm here.
Well, he needs to get into a rhythm. They all do. That's an awkward lean against the table. And Ryan Ponton takes rack number 2. We are tied at 1 rack apiece. Well, we have really enjoyed watching these young people play. I'm still amazed at their composure.
Well, now Ryan's got something to build on.
Yeah.
He's tied the score back up. It's his break again. He doesn't necessarily have to break and run this rack.
There's Sam Dieppe. She is the president of the Billiard Education Foundation.
She's here a little early for
Junior Nationals, yeah.
What I was saying is Ryan doesn't have to run the rack. He just needs to control the rack.
Yes.
Make a ball, get control of the rack. You know, if you're into a safety battle, you need to be the one in control and winning that safety battle. You don't have to be Johnny Archer or Earl Strickland here and break and run every time you come to the table.
But it wouldn't hurt. First, get a legal break. That's been a challenge this week. Three ball is down, and
there's our first 9-ball break.
Son of a gun, that's the first one all week. Golden break for Ryan Ponton. He now leads the match 2-1.
Now that's a good way to relieve a little bit of stress.
Yeah. Nothing like a 9-ball dunk.
His teammates seem to like that.
Yeah. See if Andreas can match the effort.
Ryan was asked, one of the questions he was asked before the match, the apps that he uses every day. One of the apps he listed was Yeti. What is Yeti?
The only Yeti I know is a sporting goods manufacturer that's fairly new on the scene. I believe they make things like backpacks and that sort of stuff.
Rack number 4, U.S. leading 2-1, Europe breaking.
One of his favorite foods?
Yes.
Kraft macaroni and cheese.
Oh, please. I mean, okay.
Kid after my own heart. I could live on macaroni and cheese.
Yeah. I just like to make my own cheese.
Well, it's a
Ooh.
legal break because he made 2 balls.
But the 9-ball, I mean the 2-ball, doesn't really have a home.
I think he shoots this combination.
Well, every American hopes you're right.
The angle's just a little bit in the wrong direction for the combination. He's going for it.
Yeah, well, the cue ball could provide him a problem here.
Oh, Ryan thought he was coming out of the chair. He was halfway to the table.
I don't know if he's got that whole ball or not. He may have to spin off the rail.
And with that 2-ball just a little bit off the rail, that makes that shot a little tougher.
Yeah.
Extension use.
Well, he got there. And got out for a shot on the 5. That was Diana
Right.
Kajeva.
But you can see both players from here. And
Yeah.
I mean, one's dressed in red and the other in blue, but
I'm colorblind.
okay. That was an orange ball that he just made.
Thank you.
Always trying to be helpful. Where are you wanting to get on this 7-ball to make shape on the 8 natural?
I'd like to be right where the 6-ball is.
You wouldn't try to come up table?
No, I never want to ask the cue ball to do a lot of work. I believe in Buddy Hall pool. Keep it short and simple.
It almost looks like he's jacked up over the 9 here, which is going to make this draw a little tougher.
Yeah, he didn't want to fall here. He needed to be a couple of inches on either side of that position. But it looks like he can run through it.
He followed that ball, and now I really don't like the 8. He can see all of the 8, but yeesh.
Yeah, there's no welcoming pocket anywhere. He's got to make a shot here.
And where's his cue ball going to end up? He played safe, and he played a good safety.
Well, I think Ponton has the ball, but again, no easy pocket, so he may choose to put the 8 ball down here in the middle of the foot rail and send the cue ball way up to the middle of the head rail.
Extension used.
Boy, that's so disheartening to have an open table and you run down to one of the last couple of balls and then you put yourself in a tough spot.
Yeah.
Is he banking? Boy, that looks like a bank stroke.
It does.
Nope.
Nope, it's a safety. Trying to use the 9 as a blocker, but he does not achieve that.
But I don't think he left him. I don't think he left Andreas any easier than he was left.
No.
And if you're banking it, I think you have to bank to the corner now.
Yeah. But with young eyes, he may just cut this ball right down the rail. Nope, he goes for the safety. Put him in the middle of the rail.
It's a trap. He's toying with him now.
Yeah, there's a lot that can go wrong with this.
We've seen the players shoot shots like this, and the next thing they're doing is pulling the cue ball out of the corner pocket near them.
Looks like he's using a touch of inside.
I don't like this.
You like it now?
I don't mind that. That was do or die.
Yeah.
And he's using that to pump himself up.
Oh, so close. He would have led 3-1. Now it'll be tied at 2. And he is just kicking himself. All right, we are tied at 2 in our race to 6.
Such a great 8 ball.
Wow. Well, we see that happen all the time. You make a great shot and then miss the easy one that follows.
He almost seemed like he might have rushed that a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Took it for granted. Well, he's got to put that completely out of his mind. But that's hard to get over.
Oh, definitely. How do the top players do that? Is it just a learned trait?
You know, I think it is. They know that they have to live in the moment. And they play the first rack the same way they play the last.
I mean, sure, he would have liked to have been ahead 3-1, but it's 2-2. It's a race to 4 now.
Yeah.
He doesn't have any reason to beat himself up.
But he will anyway. Although that should be over now.
If anything, he can hang his head on that 8 ball, or hang his hat on that 8 ball. He shot that 8 ball great, and he won the safety battle.
Yeah. we've got one. Oops, the cue ball went in the hole. So, Mr. Madsen gets ball in hand.
Remember, it was an illegal break, so he can pass it back.
Not with a scratch.
Nope.
No.
Just wanted to give him that option.
No, not with ball in hand.
He's got a little ways to go here for shape from the 1 to the 3, and that 8 ball is going to be a big obstacle.
Yeah, and the cue ball is going to want to wind up too close to the 3, so he's got some problems to solve here. And that's one way to do it. Now just back out to middle of the table, or a little bit past it for the 4. Just as long as he doesn't come up short, he'll be good.
Still got to avoid that 6-9. Is he coming up with inside?
That looks odd. But, hey, good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, he saw a much easier pattern on this table than did I.
Get a good view of our sponsor table from Connelly Billiards. I believe they said that was the Competition Pro table from Connelly.
Yes. And we appreciate their support for this event. Oh, well, Ryan unexpectedly gets to come out of his chair.
It's not what he wanted to be looking at coming back to the table, but...
Yeah, he's happy to be there.
Right.
This is a free shot.
Extension used.
Well, it's time to get down on the shot.
Yeah, it is.
Sorry for the cough. I have a bit of a frog in my throat this afternoon.
He waited way too long to get
Way
down
too
on this
long.
ball.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to keep one eye on that clock.
I think Andreas is going to make him pay for that.
If he gets on the 7, he will.
I think he's got the stroke that he can draw it to the long rail.
Yeah, but either way, he's coming across his line of position unless he chooses to play the 7 in the lower right corner pocket instead of the lower left. No, he's going lower left, and coming across the line didn't hurt him a bit.
No, he can pretty much just kill this cue ball, and
Now, he may have enough angle to come off the rail. No, he doesn't.
I don't see this 8 ball providing any difficulty for him. This 9 ball for Andreas' first lead. No, I'm sorry, he was ahead 1-0.
Yeah. Madsen leads our match 3-2.
And he's breaking.
Yeah. Getting the congratulations of his teammates. Boy, Ponton's under so much pressure. This is such a key match. You don't want to be the guy who puts your opponents on the hill. He's going to take a little break. I don't blame him. So, if our director would like to show some commercials to support our sponsors, we'll just wait right here. Oh my God. Force it forward. Wow.
My name is Andreas Madsen. I'm 19 years old, from Copenhagen, Denmark, and my favorite pool player is Niels Feyen.
My name is Ryan Ponton. I'm 19 years old, from Bradley, Illinois, and my favorite player is Johnny Archer.
We are back. I don't see both of our competitors, though.
Here's the lineup for tonight. You're watching Madsen versus Ponton. Next, it'll be Takash and Dudenets versus Evans and Larson. More Scotch doubles action coming up. Gojeva and Vikla versus Wolford and Black. And finally, Patsura and Madsen will take on the American team, whose names I did not read.
Now, odds are that Ryan is going to get a shot this rack. We haven't seen a lot of break and runs.
Yeah. But my records show me that the American team that comes up last is Shane Wolford and Chris Robinson.
I'm sure Andreas would love to prove me wrong here about Ryan getting a shot.
A legal break, and the 3-ball is hanging right by the side pocket. A 4-ball, an easy target to reach. That may be the 5 without them both on the table. I can't tell.
It's the 5, and I think he's going to play this down in the corner.
Yeah, he should.
Yeah, that's where he wants to be. Talk about momentum. 3 balls on the break and straight in on the first shot. Oh, proved me wrong. I like this as cue ball's going in the right direction.
Yeah, yeah. I like the way this young man thinks.
I think he wanted to be the other side of this 6-ball.
Yeah, but he can sure make this work.
Well, he's already shown us he has that drag draw.
Mm-hmm. Oh, he's perfect. He just has to make sure he doesn't run into the 9 on his way up the table. He can easily do that.
Draw it out 2 rails.
Or just go up beside the 9. But yeah, I would go out 2 rails. But I've seen this fella play 1 rails all day long. That he makes it look easy. I like playing 2 rails because it's just easier to get shaped that way. You have more speed control.
Yeah. That seemed like the type of shot that the 2-rail draw was going to put him directly in line with where he wanted to be.
Yeah. Well, it was a long
out, 8-ball.
shot.
I thought that 8 might still go in.
He wouldn't have liked his position on the 9-ball anyway.
Yeah. But that's what we were talking about. If he draws out, he can be closer to that ball.
Yep. He'll adjust as the years go on.
Oh, yeah. And I expect we'll be seeing him for many, many years. He doesn't seem happy with it. Shades of that 9-ball he missed.
Yeah. Yeah, they are coming up short on position quite a bit.
I think this 9-ball's a little easier than that one.
And Ponton ties our match. We're now tied at 3 in a race to 6. So the fat lady can sit down for a while.
We have a gentleman in the stands who is far from fat, but he's a little bit larger than average.
Okay.
He made the comment the other day, "It's not over till I start singing." Okay.
Well, at least he has the ability to laugh at himself. You and I had to develop that ability a long time ago.
It's easier for us.
Yeah.
Well, Jerry,
Yes.
I've had a great time here doing this commentary.
Yes.
And I wouldn't be able to be here were it not for our commentary sponsors.
That's true. And they include Atlas Billiard Supply, Matchroom Sport, and, of course, Predator Cues. And we do thank them very much for their contribution to this event.
Match tied at 3. Rack number 7, USA breaking.
Boy, he sure would like another 9-ball break.
Oh. Yes, he would. They have been very hard to find this week. He's had the only one. Nine ball's just going to stay where it is, but it's a legal break. And he can at least see the 1 ball.
It's a very makeable combination, 1-5.
He may not have enough room since the 5 ball's there to come off the rail to the left and use the 5 ball as a bumper, but he's measuring up the combination. I don't like the combination because of where the 1 ball is going to be headed.
Well, his cue ball is going to be over on the long rail. He's just got to hit it with the right speed.
That's the problem. That's the problem. Because object ball is not going to take a terrible amount of energy off the cue ball. Oh, he did that excellently. Nice speed.
This rack opens up now.
Yes, it does.
Doesn't have to do anything for the 2 in the side.
Yeah, but he measured it like he was going to go around the table 2 rails and play the 2 in the same pocket as the 1.
I don't like that.
I don't like being close to the rail.
The 3 can come into play here. Somebody's cell phone camera.
Yeah. Now, where he had his hand is where he wants that cue ball to wind up for the 3 in the side. He got there.
It just seems like the beginning of one of those runs where you're a little off on a shot and then you're a little more off on the next shot. He's got to, and this is something that I saw the Europeans do very well yesterday, is when it looked like they were getting further and further out of line, they would come with a shot that got them right back in where they needed to be.
Yeah. Well, getting on the 7 is the challenge here.
He's going to slow roll this.
Depends on the angle, whether or not he can get past the 9 ball without letting the 9 ball hide him from the 7.
That's not a slow roll stroke. Boy, he used all of that pocket.
Yes, he did. Should be able to just draw back to right there where he put his finger. And he will own this rack.
Extension used.
Can't ask for much more than that.
Yeah, just don't take these last 2 shots for granted. Bear down. Don't be afraid of the shot, but make sure you command the shot. Cue balls are like dogs. They love to take orders, but if you don't give them an order, they will run wild and get away from you. Ponton back out in the lead. Leads our match 4-3.
Now, your dogs wouldn't run wild.
Not at their age. Their idea of running wild is turning over on the sofa.
This has sure been an up and down match for Ponton.
Yeah, it has.
Looks like his teammates are heading for the practice room to get themselves primed for their match. That would be Ricky Evans and April Larson. That's not April Larson sitting there at the end.
No, it's not.
Okay.
You know, we heard a great quote on ESPN this afternoon that really applies to pool. The announcer was saying that hard work beats talent when talent isn't working hard enough.
That's deep.
That's deep, and it's true for pool.
Rack 8, USA leading 4-3, Europe breaking.
He lost his cue ball.
And he lost the rack. It's an illegal break.
I might consider putting him back in.
I wish we had a camera angle where we could see this referee wrestling the rack every time to get it off the table.
You know, I've seen the pros play sometimes, and there'll be nothing anywhere near the rack, and they'll leave it there.
Yeah.
I don't understand it.
Well, the very first templates were so thin you could do that, and they would not interfere much with the roll of anything but the slowest rolled balls. But the templates now are made a little bit thicker, so I think they want them out of the way.
Okay, so Ryan had a 60-second shot clock there, and Andreas has a 35-second shot clock from the time that Ryan passes the shot back to him. In your mind, does it make sense to give it back to him quickly?
No, you wait the full time, but that's the way the app was written. They could change it to give both players 60 seconds if they wished.
But does waiting the extra time give your opponent from the chair the opportunity to say, if he passes this back, what do I want to do?
Well, it's hard to really study the table from your chair. You know, you need to be standing over it and walking around it, but I like the idea of keeping them in their chair for 59 seconds. In fact, make them think you're going to take the shot so that it's a surprise to them.
Well, and we've seen players, not necessarily in this event, but we've seen players study the table, get down like they were going to shoot the shot, and then stand back up and say, no, you take it.
Yeah, that's a pretty good move. Put a little shock in your opponent.
He's going to like this.
Yes, he is.
He didn't get far enough over that it's a natural one rail to make the two. And if he goes one rail for the hit, that's a huge corner pocket for the cue ball.
Yeah, that's a big scratch problem. He's got to go 2 rails for it to take that out. But now, of course, the point on the far side of the pocket comes into play. You got to avoid that as well. He's aiming into a very small area on that second rail. But if he hits it firm, that 2-ball could come down here and hide really nicely. That's firm enough.
Look outside pocket. He'd have taken that.
Yeah, and Andreas will take this. 2-ball right in the hole, 3-ball waiting for him very patiently.
This is still a tricky little rack.
Yeah. Yeah, the balls aren't positioned real cleanly. A lot of stuff to get in your way. Boy, that's nice. Now you can play a stop shot here. That'll give him the angle he needs to get on the 7.
He's got the 6 up table.
Oops.
think they might frown on it if he went from the 5 to the 7.
I can't see that far. Well, the 6 to the 7 then is the hill to climb.
And I know he's not going to do it, but coming from the bar table world,
yes,
I'm going to stop this 5, and I'm going to go 2 or 3 rails around the table to get on the 7.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to lose the game. That's what I'm going to do.
Well, if he's real straight here, he's got a problem.
I mean, he's got a big window between the 8 and the 9, but
I think he's got an angle. Come down this side of the 9. Whoops. Understroked it. And really put himself in a cueing problem position.
well, he's not hooked.
No, but that's a bad place to shoot from.
What was it 2 days ago that you were saying were the 2 toughest to win? The first and
last.
And I think maybe Andreas is starting to think about the finish line here. Even down 4-3, he's thinking about the finish line.
That was a nice shot. Yeah, that was clean. A little short on position again. If he makes this, we'll be tied at 4. But this is very missable.
He did, by a mile. This to put Ryan on the hill.
Indeed.
And breaking.
Indeed. Five to 3, Ryan Ponton. And as Mike told you, he owns the break as well.
Now would be the time to take one.
We are in another timeout.
Wonder how those new Predator cues look.
Well, I would like to see them in person, and I will next week here at the trade show, so I'll be studying them. There you see the lineup for tonight. We are in the match with Madsen and Ponton. And then we follow this with Takash Dudenets versus Evans and Larson. Koheva and Vikla versus Wolford and Black. Patsura Madsen will then take on Ponton and Robinson.
Up next in the booth, Upstate Al, Mark Wilson.
Yep.
Because I feel I've worked hard all day.
You've done enough.
I think so. I need a break. You know how much prima donnas are, us commentators are.
Yeah.
Do we have chocolate?
Chocolate?
Yeah. I'm being a prima donna.
Oh, yeah.
USA on the hill leading 5-3. USA
Now, I was told that when Team USA was on the hill at 5-4 in the last rack, or in the last match, when it got to hill, the American players started taking more time at the table since there was no shot clock. I think it's imperative that Ryan play every rack as if it's hill here. He can't think I'm ahead 5-3 or 5-4 or anything like that. And while all of these players have played under pressure before, I don't think any of them have played under this kind of pressure.
Nowhere near it. You know, when you're sighting down the 9-ball into the corner pocket and there's a camera right behind the pocket staring at you, it's a whole new ball game.
Oh, I mean, and they've played for individual titles, and they might have played for team titles. You're playing for your country here.
Yeah, yeah. It's a lot of pressure on these young people.
I like that. Didn't have to do too much with his cue ball. He could have tried to come back through that window because he was worried about overrunning this, but he hit this great.
Yeah, he and Chris Robinson have been the most comfortable appearing Americans at the table.
And we heard Team USA's captain, Earl Munson, say he wants to get to that last match. It would be Ryan and Chris.
Yeah. Not a lot of places to choose for that 4-ball. It's got to go in the side.
7 to the 8 is going to be tricky.
Yeah, could be. That 9-ball looms large. Now he may be able to nudge that 9-ball out of there if he's got enough angle. Apparently he doesn't.
He must be straighter on this 4 than it looks from this angle.
Yeah. Camera can fool you. Oh boy.
That could have ended up a lot worse for Ryan.
Yeah. Yeah, he's got to be pretty happy with where that ball wound up.
I don't think he's going to be very happy with the shot he has when he comes back to the table.
Well, at least he gets to come back to the table. He's just going to try and create some separation here.
Extension used.
Oh, he has to be careful. When you're jumping across the narrow width of the table, you have to concern yourself with keeping the cue ball on the table. If he's bouncing up when he hits that 4-ball, the cue ball will launch right across the table onto the floor. Needs to be coming down on the ball on the second bounce. Yep, there it went. Boy, I don't know if I'd stretch that far with ball in hand, but he looks comfortable.
Shot of the match here. Oh, shot of the game, not shot of the match. Getting a little ahead of myself.
Just keep that side pocket out of your life, son. Oh, he sure did. But he keeps winding up on the rail.
I think he may have to bump the 9 here, or can he roll past it and shoot the 9 in the side?
For his sake, I hope he can roll past it, because bumping it could put the 9 on the rail, and then he's got a real problem. Well, this is no cherry.
Not at all. Not with your opponent on the hill.
We've seen this shot a lot this week, and we've seen it missed quite a bit.
Yep.
We've seen it missed again. Well, Ponton is 9 feet away. He's only got about half the cue ball to work with, and this shot for the win.
The cue ball seemed to grab on that 9 when he hit it.
It did.
One of our favorite pool players is at home right now saying, that ball skidded.
Team USA grabs the point, their first point of the day. They now trail in our match 9-3. It's a race to 11. Next up, we've got